Fall is here. Today is the day to take down the deck pond, and in a couple of weeks I'll be taking the goldfish out of my main pond. We'll just take a look at the deck pond here. So it did pretty good over the summer. The tiger lotus did not bloom, but everything else did really well. Got lots of shrimp in here, I see. I've seen some fry up in the upper right hand corner there. Medaka did well. Tiwa Creek Rhads did well. And the honey blue eyes did well. So just later on today I'll figure out whether I have any fry in here. I seen a couple about a week ago or so, and hopefully we get a few. So I will start taking it apart. I was really happy with how the deck pond turned out in the summer. I thought it looked great, but it has to come down in the fall. It's winter here in Canada. So you can see I'd taken off most of the slate. If you take a closer look, I had to get everything to the same level as the 40-gallon feeding trough. So I used some rocks and an upside down planter in the back, and then we had a couple of begonias in the front. I used a bit of scrap wood and stuff to get them up to the same level so that that slate pressure fit. And you can see the styrofoam with the ledgestone on front, that was all at the same level. I had just a power head with a sponge filter for filtration during the summer, and then an overflow. It was under the overhang from the roof of our house, so it didn't get a lot of rain. It wasn't really a problem. I probably didn't even need the overflow. And I had some lights on the front, which also helped to keep the ledgestone up when I was moving things around. So I took off the ledgestone, and it was easy to stack and store. And this is what it looks like without any slate. And that's what it looked like with the whole thing set up. So it turned out really great, I thought. And the fish did excellent out in the summer here. There's tons of Medaka eggs, more than what I could ever deal with. But the honey blue eyes, the Medaka, you can see here, really did well, and the plants did really well. But there was absolutely no way I was going to be able to catch them with all the plants in there. So I had to take them all out. It was a bit of a job, and when I was taking them out, I noticed that the LRB rock pile lived up to its reputation. There was just a whack of shrimp in there. Well, I got the Medaka out first. They were pretty easy to catch. Medaka are not the quickest fish. And then I went to the honey blue eyes. I put in 10 in the spring, and they were just little. And I got 9. And I got some Tiwa Creek Rhads, which I put in without even looking at them. Got them from a friend, Corrine. And but most impressively, there was a lot of shrimp in there. I think I put maybe 15. This is one of the buckets. The other buckets had the tinies. It took me forever to catch them. But I put them all into little bags and brought them to my aquariums, and temperature adjusted them for about, I don't know, half an hour, 40 minutes, and put them all into tanks. You can see the honey blue eyes here went in with my Asian rummy noses. They looked really good. They grew a lot over the summer. They look pretty awesome. And the Medaka, really impressive when you take them from outside. They really color up in the full sun. And the shrimp look great. I was actually quite impressed with how good a color they maintained. There was only just a few culls. You can see one of the culls right here, but most of the cherry shrimp looked really good. The most impressive fish, though, that I took out of the pond were the Tiwa Creek Rhads. I hadn't really seen them. I got them at an auction at the Calgary Aquarium Society. I traded Corrine a bunch of Melatonania calitawa for 7 of these Rhads, and I never really got to have a good look at them in the pond, or at least not a look at them from the side. And this is just, an hour and a half after I put them into a tank that I'm going to try and breed them in. And boy, they were coloring up really good. And I'll tell you what, later on, I checked them out like a couple days later, and man, they're just absolutely gorgeous. You can see the thumbnail on this video is a picture of one of them. They're quite a bit different from the Siri Creek Rhads that I have. They're more of a sunburst kind of a color, so pretty happy with them. So I'm going to try and get them to breed in this tank. I've got some Pseudomugil luminatus in here, which seem to do really well with them. And I got a spawning mop set up because I only have one female in this group. I did get some eggs out of them earlier in the summer, but it was summertime and I hatched the fries and I had family members taking care of fry while I was gone, which is just never an ideal situation. So I didn't get any survivors out of the fry that I gotten earlier, and there was no fry in the deck pond when I took it apart. They must have got eaten over the last couple of weeks. I don't know, but you can see these guys after only being in the tank for an hour and a half, they're starting to already color up and display. So super happy with them and really excited to try and get some eggs from these guys and distribute them further. Hope you have a great day. Happy fish keeping.